What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. We are playing some Dragonheir Silent Gods. This is a sponsored video, so huge shout out to Dragonheir for sponsoring the video. You can download the game using the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. There's also some promo codes for you guys to enter, so be sure to enter those while they're still good. The game is available on Windows as well as Mac. You can get it on Epic and Steam players as well as iOS and Android mobile platforms. Now today we are going to be looking at once more unto Battle of the Two Towers, which is one of the new bosses in season 2, Abyssolossus. It is a multi-stage boss battle, so you're gonna have to face one boss and then face the main boss essentially, right? So if we take a look here, you have round 1 and round 2. In round 1 you are going to face, I believe this is Mathrasia, who is a reviving champ, but she's not going to revive here. She's just going to be she's going to be summoning tentacles, and she's going to be healing them and giving them attack up and attack speed up. In the round 2 is when we face the actual boss, which is on a 41-second rotation. You should have plenty of time to like get skills off in that time, but these are some of the things here that you're going to need, and I'm glad they added this into the game. Control immunity helps, dispelling control helps, shield dispelling helps. The boss places a lot of control effects, so we have fear, we have stun there, charmed as well. So you're gonna want to be able to cleanse that, so somebody to cleanse you or be able to just, you know, have you immune will be very helpful for, you know, the first round. You know, you could bring someone in that does like healing prohibition, AoE, and you'll be fine, right? As long as the tentacles aren't healing, you'll be good to go. You can kill them and kill the boss. Now we are only doing the second stage of it, so this will be, you know, level 100 difficulty. And as you can see here, we have a Horus, we have a Nathaniel, we have a Sigrid, we have a Rose, and we have Elminster. Now you don't have to use these champions. Sigrid, probably one of the easiest, you know, rare DPSs that you can bring in here. You can use whatever tank you like. I am only using Nathaniel because he has a shield and cleanse. We are using Rose, who does some healing for us. She also has a cleanse on her ultimate ability. And we are using Elminster because he has control immunity. He also provides a shield attack penalty for us. He's going to be able to debuff. He's going to be our debuffer to enable our Sigrid as well. You can use tons of other champs to come in here and do this, so as long as you go into your search, see who you have on your account, you can look for control immunity or control dispel. It should be here, so we have dispel control here, and control immunity should be up here, right here. So not many options honestly on my account, but you may have some others on your account. As you can see, I only had like 2 other options for that, but you could absolutely get it done without trying to use that mechanic on the boss. But this is the team that I'm going to be running. My champs aren't level 100. Everything is level locked. We are on season 2, but let's go ahead and manual through this. Probably could auto it, but I'm not going to. So basically the idea that you want to do, actually we will put it on auto in a moment. I'm going to debuff everyone here. Let's make sure we try to hit as much as we can. Let's put this on auto, and then I want to take everyone off of auto except Elminster and Sigrid. Actually, I could leave everyone else on auto except for Sigrid, right? Because I want to make sure I'm targeting. I want to make sure she's not wasting her ultimate. We want to make sure that we are hitting any tentacles that don't have debuffs, so they can potentially get a debuff or get some damage up on them. So right now we're looking good. We have everything that we need. We can get healing prohibition up. My Sigrid actually does not have a lot of accuracy. These tentacles are going to be healing, so we won't get healing prohibition on everyone. She's actually landing, which is surprising. I don't think she has that much accuracy. But Rose is providing us some healing as well. We are great on health right now. There's not a ton of tentacles on the battlefield at the moment. We aren't doing a lot of damage to the boss, which is the downside of using a comp like this. We're getting a little bit of damage up. It's slow, is slow damage. Once we get to Abyssolossus, the main boss, in the second round, then we'll be able to get quite a bit more damage up, because we're going to be just targeting the boss. But right now we're going to try to get these tentacles out of here, out of our way. The boss does not have debuffs up. We should have targeted the boss, but that is fine. As long as we have healing prohibition, decrease attack on these tentacles, that is what really matters. The boss is not doing a ton of damage here to us. And we'll wait on Elminster, use his AoE. Alright, and now we can hit everyone with Sigrid. And after, I'll be sure to talk about the gear that's on the champs right now. Our gear is not great. Like I said in one of my other videos, we are only on, this is like day 9 or something like that. I'll have to check, but I'm on like day 9, not even 2 weeks or so into the second season. And we should finish this boss off with no problem. I should have hit this tentacle back here down to the bottom, but it's fine. But yeah, I'll show you the gear that we're able to accomplish this with, and it's not great gear by any measure. I'm gonna burn her ult just to kind of speed this up, get some more damage up, and we should be good to go. All right, we are just plowing through this until we get to the main boss. So we're just repeating, right? We're getting up debuffs. We're allowing our Sigrid to do damage to all of the tentacles. We are staying alive. We have shields, we have heals, right? And we have attack penalty, which is key, right? I swear by it. All right, if you're not gonna bring anything to the fight, at least bring attack penalty. That way that you can be surviving, right? Give your team a fighting shot. If you don't need attack penalty, then you just don't need it, right? But I've come to need it. I am not a super whale, or a kraken by any measure. I have a very, very light spent account compared to what I've done in some other gacha games that I won't even name right now. But all right, boss is almost dead, and then we have, there'll be a couple tentacles probably laying around for us to kill once the boss is completely gone. But and we still have, we'll have a few minutes to hopefully kill the second boss. Hopefully we don't run out of time. That would be tragic. So I want to make sure I actually get this boss down as fast as I possibly can. All right, boss is almost dead now, about 15% HP left on the boss. And she's about to place some heals up there, but the boss is going down. The boss is now dead. And now we're on to the fun part, Abyssolossus, who he's going to try to do a ton to us. We can honestly probably do this full auto with the support that I have in at the moment. Big old tentacle brain guy. All right, here we go. So we do have control immunity in Elminster. Elminster is going to be providing control immunity for us. Honestly, I'm going to put Sigrid on auto for this. We're just gonna run it on auto, because I understand that my team should be able to do this on auto, right? So we get some debuffs on us. We have control immunity right now, but it is gone. It is on Elminster's battle skill, so within the next 10 seconds, we should be getting control immunity again. And there it is. We get control immunity for this skill. The boss is on a 41-second rotation, so we should have control immunity for the entirety of this fight, right? Because it was, yes, 41 seconds. So every 10 seconds, Elminster is going to place control immunity, right? So as long as we come into this, all right, we get stunned there, but it's fine. Timing is going to be everything as far as when to control immunity. We can't really control when they're going to proc their battle skills, right? So, but it looks like he is placing it right exactly when we need it. So yeah, we get control immunity there right before the boss tries to use this skill, and we don't get charmed on us. But here, if we do not break the shield, we are going to get stunned. So I want to see if we have control immunity. If we don't break the shield, do we still get stunned? There's control immunity. We didn't break the shield. and we still were able to, the stun didn't matter. So as long as you have control immunity, which we just found from, you know, searching through my account, there aren't that many options. But Elminster from the dungeon, you know, Dungeons and Dragons event, a lot of people were probably able to get him. He is probably the best option to bring in here for that. And we've got 4 minutes left. Boss is below 50% HP. This is going to run and be fine, right? We're not gonna have any issues. We got stunned once. We probably won't get stunned again. May or may not. Let's see. Oh, we got stunned. Spoke too soon. But you could bring in a team like this and achieve this, right? So Sigrid, everybody has a Sigrid, right? I could be doing this a lot faster with another team, but this is probably the safest team to bring in here, right? We have heals, we have shields for multiple champions, we have a solid tank champion, which I'm not even sure that we actually need a tank for this fight. I have not tried it without a tank, but it just seems like the tank is not doing any particular, you know, he's not targeting the tank. Neither did the first round really target the tank at all. They're kind of just like attacking everything within range. So I feel like a tank doesn't matter too much unless you have a tank that provides that much for your team. You could bring in another support champion, another DPS champion potentially, and get this done, right? So we'll look at some other, you know, options as far as champions you could use as well when we go and look at the gear and see what these champions in this comp that I'm actually using, you know, what they're providing. Let's look at some other champs that provide those same things and find you some other options to take this boss down, because it's not a difficult boss by far if you have all of the pieces, right? Work is as easy as you know, prepared for work to be. So as long as we are prepared, we can come in and complete just about everything in this game fairly easily, and this boss is no different than that. So we'll go ahead and take this down here in just a few moments. We should be done with this. It's a fairly long fight, a bit longer than, you know, most of the ones that I do in particular. So we beat it. We beat the boss fairly easily, no sweat, didn't even have to target. And that was actually my first time doing that level, right? So we get what we need here. We get our affinity solvent, and we get some of this barred paper we can go and buy some stuff in the exchange with. But let's go look at the champs. Let's look at their gear, see if there are any replacements. Let's look at Sigrid first. She's a rare. I actually have her in. We got a Swift Shadow set on her, right? So we're getting some skill haste, we're getting some accuracy on her. She actually does have enough accuracy for that. I forgot I improved the gear, right? She's got a bit of crit rate, a little bit of attack, not much. Like I said, we're less than 2 weeks in right now. So obviously this gear will improve over time as I push all of the dungeons. I can't even use legendary gear yet because everything is level locked. We have the eyeball of the giant on her. If you want a solid replacement for this artifact, if you don't have epic artifacts, you can use volcanic disc. Does the same thing, just a smaller damage bonus. You're still getting attack percentage. You're getting flat HP instead of flat attack, but solid replacement there. You'll still get a bit of a bonus, just not 20%. That is all on her. As far as a replacement for Sigrid, I don't know that you would even need to replace Sigrid, right? Everybody should be able to get Sigrid. Now, maybe you want to use something that is more friendly to the affinities, the elemental affinities that you have begun to level up on your account. And in that, right, maybe, you need to find someone who places healing prohibition or attack penalty and does some damage for you. It's going to be rare, right? Like, we can search for it. Someone who places attack penalty and some sort of healing, reversal, reduction of some sort, and damage. There aren't many, right? As you can see, 3 out of the 5 on my account are still in the same elemental affinity as Sigrid. So not really a replaceable champ, especially when we talk about hitting everything on the field with her ultimate ability. Very hard to replace her. But the other champs, definitely replaceable. Hard to replace with rares, right? So let's talk about Elminster, right? Who is obviously gonna be like the elephant in the room. Like a lot of people got Elminster. There's also gonna be a lot of people who didn't have an opportunity to get Elminster, but let's see what he's providing and let's see how we can replace him. The biggest thing that he is providing for this is this control immunity on his battle skill and the shield. Obviously he's placing attack penalty, accuracy penalty on his ultimate ability. You can replace this with anything, right? You go search, you can find someone who's going to give you attack penalty. Ton of champs in the game giving attack penalty here. You can pick any one of them that does it AoE and you're good to go, right? You even bring in someone like Latalis. He's not going to provide the shield and control immunity for you, but he is going to give you a chance to place attack penalty whenever he does damage. So he's dealing damage. He can place heal reduction, healing prohibition on you AoE for the, on the opponent AoE, and also has a chance to place that attack penalty. So he can come in and do what Elminster does on the ultimate ability, right? Because I don't really care about the accuracy penalty for this that much. Now, as far as the control immunity and the shield goes, you can bring in some champs that are gonna, come in and give you a shield, right? So if we search for shield, right, pick a champ, one that preferably AoE shields, which is tough, right? Nathaniel does it, right? I'm also using him in the comp. Isolde does it. Adolphus does it. Irina, who also places a shield with her passive ability, she's going to place a shield on the nearest ally. So these are some champs you can, search through your account, see what champs are going to place, shields for your team. Gladros is also solid there as well. He's actually really, really good there. So shield champ. Now, as far as the control immunity, we already kind of searched for that. The spell control is kind of tough. We do have a rare that does it here, but let's see how he actually implements it. So on his ultimate ability, he actually dispels all control. If he is immune to control, this is great, but he could be, stunned himself. This isn't going to be a viable option unless you build him with high resist. So if you build him with high resist, I'm not sure, I didn't pay attention to see if the boss's control could be resisted. I'm pretty sure it should be able to be resisted. You could bring in this rare right here to dispel control for you. And his ultimate is on, it'll be 20 seconds scrolled up. So you get this twice. That means you can cleanse twice during that fight, which would be helpful, but it's not the end of the world if you get control on you. Now, the other champs in the team are probably a lot more replaceable. Nathaniel, probably one of the harder ones to replace, but Rose is literally only there providing heals for us, right? She has attack penalty as well, but I've already got two other champs in the comp that are placing attack penalty, right? So as far as a healer goes, you can go and get whatever your best healer is, right? So whatever your best healer is, if you want to use Hexandra, if you want to use, Vicute, you want to use any champ that heals for you, there are a ton of champions that can heal. Quarian is solid. I used Kaleido a bit in season 1. We've got Meredith, and there's a lot of champs that you could, pick. There's options, right? You do have options as far as healing. She's only there to heal. I just used her because she's leveled. I have not leveled any other healers at the moment, right? And the last champion in the comp is going to be, sorry, I skipped over Horus. We'll go to Horus last, but Nathaniel, right? And oof, I did not show all of the gear. This is going to be a super scuffed video. So this is what Rose has on right now. Decent HP, actually not great HP, a little bit of skill haste. And she has some enlightenment because she needs enlightenment. Elminster, he has some skill haste, a little bit of HP. He actually has some crit rate at the moment, a bit of damage, and good accuracy. Rocking the crown of the unclean, we get a chance to place defense penalty. Horus, he is in, just some support gear here. I have this mask on him, Mask of the Lark. It's actually the first time I'm using it this season, but you get some damage reduction for having buffs up since I'm running a pretty buff heavy comp. He has okay HP. Not many other stats, a little bit of skill haste just because his ultimate does allow him to get damage reduction and hit recovery, which is helpful. But Rose, replaceable, Pick any healer, bring him in. They're going to do the exact same job. Horus, he's just there as a tank. Not even sure we need a tank for this. Elminster, we went over his gear already. And that is it, right? That's all of the champs, right? That's Horus, that's Sigrid, that's Rose, that is Nathaniel. And actually, we need to talk about Nathaniel because we didn't talk about him. But this is the gear that we have on him. Obviously, I have a legendary artifact, a guide to magic by Elminster on him. This is just to increase that shield. This is kind of crazy, but you can, you know, replace this with any artifact that is able to give him some enlightenment. So actually, I'm running this one on Rose. That way she gets more enlightenment, and enlightenment is going to increase the shield. This is actually a solid artifact for him because it increases shield. I'm only running it on her because she needs the enlightenment. But you could run this, you know, if you have Elminster's exclusive artifact, it is great on Nathaniel. I'm not running it on Elminster just because I don't use Elminster everywhere. But this is Nathaniel's gear, decent skill haste on him because I want him to keep using his ultimate and his battle skill. He's providing heals, recovery over time. He's cleansing. He's also providing a shield for us and increased defense. So he is actually bringing quite a bit. But if you go and search, find you a shield champion, find you someone that can also heal you, right? Shields and heals, there's a few, right? So Quarian can provide you a bit, Adolphus as well. But these are the champions that I used, right? And if you need to find any replacements, you just come here and you search. You can find whatever you need to find a successful comp to complete this boss. But that is going to be all for this one, guys. Like I said, we are, you know, just getting started with the second season. We're not that far in. Yeah, so we're on day 11 actually, so almost 2 weeks in to season 2, and I'm having a great time. So be sure to download the game using the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, let me know your thoughts below about the teams that you are running for Abyssolossus, and we'll come back and visit this once we get to stage 4. Until next time, guys, take care.